Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Conversation Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Daniel. It's great to have you joining us for another lesson today.
Before we begin, if you enjoy learning real-world English with us, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out.
Thank you, guys. Okay, Sarah, I'm ready. What is today's topic?
Well, Daniel, to introduce today's topic, I have a question for you. You look a little bit exhausted right now. How was work today?
You know, it was okay. It was fine. Just busy.
It was okay, fine, busy? Daniel, that is the most boring answer in the world.
I know, but Sarah, I hate that question. When someone asks me, how was work, my brain just freezes. I always say the same three boring words, fine, busy, or tired.
I think a lot of people do that. It's easy to fall into a habit of giving short, meaningless answers.
Exactly. But I want to be able to describe the reality of my day. I want to be able to talk about the stress, the little victories, and the exhaustion without sounding repetitive or like I'm just complaining.
Well, that is exactly what we are going to do today. We are going to move past saying it was fine. We're going to learn the real, practical vocabulary you need to describe the ups and downs of a modern workday.
That sounds perfect. Let's get started because my day was definitely more than just fine.
Okay, Daniel, let's break down the workday logically. Instead of just saying it was busy, let's talk about the rhythm of the day. How does it usually start for you?
Oh, the morning is usually the most stressful part. I open my laptop at 9 a.m., I look at my calendar, and I immediately panic.
Because you see a lot of meetings lined up?
Exactly. I see a packed schedule. Every single hour is filled with appointments or tasks.
Right. And when you look at that schedule and you realize you have too much work and not enough time, there's a great idiom for that feeling.
Yeah, I feel completely swamped.
Swamped. It's a vivid image. It's like you are stuck in thick mud, a swamp of emails and tasks before you have even finished your first coffee.
That is exactly how it feels.
Okay, so the morning is frantic and high energy, but does that energy last all day?
Definitely not. Usually around 2 or 3 p.m., right after I've had lunch, everything changes. My energy crashes.
We actually have a specific name for that sleepy, unfocused feeling in the mid-afternoon.
Oh, you mean the afternoon slump?
Yes, the afternoon slump.
It is terrible. I just stare at my screen and I really struggle to stay motivated or focus on complex tasks. I usually need a second coffee just to survive it.
It happens to the best of us. So we have the crazy morning energy and the low afternoon energy. Now let's talk about the tools that cause a lot of that stress. Yes, the digital tools. They are supposed to help us be productive, but I feel like they are often the biggest source of stress. Let's start with the dreaded inbox.
Oh gosh, the inbox never ends. It feels like for every one email I send, 3 new ones appear. It's relentless.
It is overwhelming. There's a great idiom for that specific feeling, when the volume of messages is just too high to manage.
Yeah, some days I honestly feel like I'm drowning in emails, like I can't get my head above water to do actual work.
Drowning is the perfect description. But emails aren't the only digital drain these days. We have to talk about virtual meetings.
Ugh, video calls. Why are they so exhausting? They seem somehow much more tiring than regular in-person meetings used to be.
They really are. You have to focus harder, stare at the screen, and you can't move around. There's actually a modern term for that specific type of exhaustion.
You mean Zoom fatigue?
Exactly. Even if you use Teams or Google Meet, we still tend to call it Zoom fatigue. It's a very real thing.
It is. And the worst part about virtual meetings is that people schedule them one right after another with zero breaks in between.
Right. We call those back-to-back meetings.
Yes, I had 4 back-to-back calls today between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. I didn't even have time to stand up to get a glass of water. By the last call, my brain was basically mush.
That sounds awful. Okay, so digital tools are draining, but work isn't just about computers. It's also about the people we work with. Exactly. We can't ignore the human factor. Work isn't just about finishing tasks. A huge part of the day is managing relationships with other people.
That is very true. And honestly, sometimes the people are the best part of the day.
How so?
Well, if you have a good team, it makes a big difference. I really enjoy when we are collaborating well on a shared project, bouncing ideas off each other.
It does feel good to work together smoothly.
And I honestly miss the little social moments. Just having nice water cooler chat. Those quick, friendly conversations about the weekend or a TV show that have nothing to do with actual work.
Those little breaks are actually very important for morale, but people are also often the biggest source of stress.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Dealing with a difficult or demanding client can completely ruin your day.
And what about bosses? What's the most stressful thing a manager can do?
For me, the worst thing is a boss who doesn't trust you to do your job. When they check every single tiny detail of your work 5 times a day?
I hate that. We call that being micromanaged.
Exactly. I hate feeling micromanaged. It makes me feel like a child, not a professional worker. It totally kills my motivation.
I agree. It is the worst management style. Okay, Daniel, we have talked a lot about the stress, the emails, the meetings, the difficult people, but surely sometimes things actually go well?
Oh, definitely. I don't want to sound totally negative. Some days are actually great, and it usually comes down to one thing: feeling productive.
Right, the feeling that you actually achieved something.
Exactly. There is no better feeling than having a tight deadline for a big project, working hard on it, and successfully meeting it.
It is very satisfying.
It really is. Finally wrapping up a long, difficult project that you have been working on for weeks feels amazing.
And when you close your laptop on those days, you don't just feel tired. How do you feel?
You feel accomplished. It's a positive kind of tired. You feel proud of what you did.
Okay, so that's a good day. But we have to be honest about the bad days. What about days where you have a plan, but something unexpected ruins it?
Oh, those are the worst. You walk in with a to-do list, but then a crisis happens at 9:05 a.m.
There's a fantastic business idiom for those kinds of days.
Yeah, you feel like you spend the entire day just putting out fires.
Putting out fires. It's such a clear image.
It is. It means you aren't doing your planned productive work. You're just dealing with sudden, urgent emergencies, one after another. You're not building anything. You're just stopping disasters.
And how does that make you feel at the end of the day?
Honestly, completely overwhelmed. You worked hard all day, but you feel like you got nothing done on your actual list.
That is a terrible feeling. Okay, so whether it was a good day of wrapping things up or a bad day of putting out fires, eventually the day has to end. Yes, the workday must end sometime. We need to talk about that final transition, switching off from work mode to home mode.
This is honestly the hardest part for me, especially since I started working from home more often. The line between my job and my life is very blurry now.
I think many people struggle with that. The commute used to be the transition time, but now the commute is just walking from the living room to the kitchen.
Exactly. It's hard to psychologically turn work off.
We use some specific phrasal verbs to describe that final action of ending the day on the computer.
Right, you finally get to log off the system or shut down your laptop.
And those actions should be a signal to your brain that the day is over.
They should be, but often, even after I shut down my laptop, my brain is still thinking about that difficult email I need to send tomorrow or that client issue.
And so, when you finally sit down for dinner or chill on the sofa, how are you feeling physically and mentally?
I am usually completely drained.
Drained. That is a powerful word.
It is. It doesn't just mean sleepy or tired. It means I am mentally empty, like a battery that has 0% charge left. I don't have the energy to make decisions or have complex conversations. I just want to stare at the wall.
I know that feeling well. Okay, Daniel, we have covered a lot of ground here, from the morning rush to the final shutdown. Let's pause for a moment and review some of this excellent workplace vocabulary. Okay, Daniel, we just went through the entire emotional roller coaster of a workday. Before we move on, let's pause and review some of the specific vocabulary we used.
That's a good idea. We use some great idioms that really capture how work feels.
Let's start with that stressful morning feeling. We use the idiom to be swamped.
Right. This means to have way too much work to do. You are overwhelmed.
It's a very vivid image. It's not just being busy. It feels like you are stuck in deep water or mud with tasks. For example, I can't come to lunch today. I'm completely swamped with reports.
Next, we talked about meetings happening immediately one after another. We call those back-to-back meetings.
Yes, back-to-back means consecutive, with absolutely no break in between. It's why you can't find time to get a coffee between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.
Then we talked about the energy crash after lunch. That sleepy period around 2 p.m. is called the afternoon slump.
Exactly. Slump means a sudden fall, so it's that moment when your motivation and focus suddenly drop.
Now for my favorite business idiom for a bad day, to put out fires.
This is such a common phrase in offices. It means you aren't doing your planned work, you are only dealing with sudden, urgent emergencies that pop up.
Right, you are reacting to crises instead of being productive.
On a good day, however, you get to finish things. We use the phrasal verb to wrap up.
To wrap up means to finish a task, a project, or a meeting completely. It feels very satisfying to say, I finally wrapped up that big presentation.
And finally, we describe the feeling at the very end of a hard day. You aren't just tired, you are drained.
This is a strong adjective. It means mentally and physically empty of energy. Like water draining out of a sink, all your energy is gone.
Those are 6 fantastic terms to describe your day. Now, let's try putting them together. Okay, Daniel, I think we have successfully gathered all the vocabulary we need.
I feel much more prepared now.
So, let's go back to the very beginning, and I want to ask you my original question again. Are you ready?
I am ready. Hit me with it.
So, Daniel, you look exhausted. How was work today?
Honestly, Sarah, the morning was crazy. I was totally swamped with back-to-back calls until lunch. I was really fighting off Zoom fatigue.
Oh, wow. That sounds intense.
It was. But in the afternoon, I managed to focus and finally wrap up that big report and meet the deadline. So I actually feel pretty accomplished about that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but right now, I am completely drained and just ready to log off and sit on the couch.
Daniel, that was fantastic.
Really? It didn't sound like I was complaining too much?
Not at all. It sounded honest and natural. Instead of just saying, it was fine, you told a little story. You shared the stress of the morning, the success of the afternoon, and your current feeling of exhaustion. It was much more interesting to listen to.
You know what? It actually felt better to say it, too. It felt good to be honest about the day.
That is the power of having the right vocabulary. Okay, I think we are ready to wrap this episode up. Okay, listeners, we have shared the reality of our workdays with you. Now it is your turn.
Yes, it's time for our question of the day. We want to know about your work routine.
In the comments below, please tell us what is usually the most stressful part of your workday, the fires you have to put out, and what is the best part, the wins.
Try to use some of the new vocabulary we learned today, like being swamped, hitting the afternoon slump, or finally wrapping up a big task.
We love reading about your experiences. It's a great way to practice writing about your real life in English.
And remember, don't worry about being perfect. Just try to express your ideas. We're all learning together.
If you found this episode helpful, and if you are feeling a little less drained about speaking English at work, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, the English Conversation Podcast.
It really helps support us and lets us know you want more practical business English topics like this one.
Thank you so much for listening and practicing with us today. You are doing great work.
Now go log off, relax, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.